Soulful Sundays. Name of this piece: fives, sixes, and seven. Tell me, why must we go through hell to get to heaven? Let me correlate fives, sixes, and seven. Let's start with five. We put up a set of fives up so the police won't shoot, but it still happens anyway. We put up five to wave high. I see five guns waving out of a car doing a drive-by. Another massacre on the boulevard, organized crime, street life, stories told through scars. Let's get deeper with fives like Cinco for Mexicano, Vato, and Cholo. Essays from East LA protecting their barrio. Affiliated Bloods and Vice Lords, 5-point stars for their G code. Let's explore this gang life and how it's based off biblical principles. OBF, or the original blood family, created unified brothers in their community, a sense of protection for their hoods. People, nations, Latin kings, vice lords unify. Good intentions to be a force, bad decisions for the young to die. It dates back to 1960 when Raymond Washington and some Associated Crips confronted Sylvester Scott and Ben Owens at Centennial High School. Of course, the next move, they jumped on the dudes, which gave Scott a different attitude. So he founded the first Piru blood gang. As a result, the 5-point star or pentagram has widely been associated with cuts, but the most important association is how it connects the People Nation. See, these are the symbols to identify gang affiliation. People Nation are those locked in the system of state and federal incarceration. They use the 5 points as a code of honor to identify the brothers amongst them. The pentagrams used for sacrifice of innocent blood for the greater power of wickedness, but it wasn't always used for this. It was used by early Christians, symbolic for the 5 wounds of Jesus, but today it's used by Wiccans for demonic power against the Christian belief of the cross and the Jewish belief of the Star of David. The word pentagram comes from the Greek word pentagrammen, derived from pente, meaning 5, and grammen, meaning the 5 line, meaning the line, 5 line. Also pentapala, a post-classical Greek name for its shape, birthed in the 17th century, meaning revival or festival. Blood must be spilled for gangs to welcome a new blood in for initiation. See the association? Why must we go through hell to get to heaven? Let me correlate 5, 6s, and 7s. Let me continue with 6. 6 switches in the old school up and down motion, bouncing like you ocean sick. Snoop dipping in the low, beige khakis with a blue polo, just rolling in the 6-4. But let's get deeper with the meaning of 6. Add the gangster disciples to the mix. 6-pointed star, 2 equilateral triangles, the handshake greetings for GD members when they interlock their fingers in an upward angle. 6 points, also called the hexagram, is symbolic for the Star of David or the Shield of David. Street apostles with blue flags, bandanas covered faces. The everyday struggle is real. Also, the Shield of David is symbolic for the God of Israel. According to the Siddur, the Jewish prayer book, organized crime, street life got you shook. Bloody sidewalks, the gloom in the blue sky. Blood laying flat, hovered over by the blue guy. When you think Crip, you think paralyzed. But when I think Crip, I think of gang ties. 6 or sets for the Mexican Mafia, the Vatos. The Crips were started by Raymond Washington and Stanley Williams, while Larry Hoover was creating the GDs in Chicago. He was the leader of the High Life Supreme Gangsters, while David Barksdale was the leader of the Black Disciples. They formed and joined the Black Gangster Disciples Nation. Power in numbers joined at the hip. They will soon be aligned with the Crips, Black Mafia family, and the Los Zetas. Visions of G-Pride bonded forever. A blue rag wrapped around a weapon, no silencer for suppression, another gang initiation. A feeling of blue depression, a Crip won't walk again, now he's left paralyzed. See the association of the blue in these gang ties? Why must we walk through hell just to get to heaven? Let me correlate these 5, 6s, and 7. Let me orchestrate the harmony of perfection. Show you the power of God in 7. God created everything in 6 days and rested on the day 7. Just the thought of God giving himself an extra day to rest lets you know you should take time for yourself, not always be stressed. We talked about 5-pointed stars and the significance of 6. Now let's put 7 in the mix. 7 or siete for the reformed essay, who no longer want to be a scene out of GTA. 7 is the power of love. According to Kabbalistic religion, the tradition similar to Christian. God put Adam to sleep, created woman, his side mate, soulmate. So if men are Mars, then his spirit would be woman. That's the love of Venus. Hemisphere, meaning half of a spirit. 7 days of you, meaning every day this love exists. Christian values for the number 7 a little different than this. It's the number of completeness. 7 days of creation. The power of protection. The 7-pointed star is called the heptagram or heptagon. The 7-pointed star can represent the direction of magic, like the chakra, north, south, east, and west. It also represents a symbol of luck. 7 in a dice game can win you lots of bucks, but for every 666, 7 is the conquering symbol of light. 7 is revelation, like 7, the gifts of the spirit, wisdom, understanding, might, knowledge, counsel, fear of the Lord, and delight of the Lord. The blood of the Cherokee, the 7 clans, God, knowledge to the theory of man. Why must we walk through hell to get to heaven? I just showed you gangster ties to gospel ties in the correlations of 5, 6, and 7. That's that piece.